What's up, guys? Gator here, grilling with Gator, another episode. Tonight we're gonna do some baby back ribs, and we're gonna do it a little differently than the book shows. First things first, I've talked in the past on some of my videos about the smoking and how the regular grill grate that I don't have it right. This is the regular griddle grate or grill grate that they give you. It's got some raised area and stuff. It's great for grilling, and stuff like that. But usually when the smoker, you're putting the meat directly down on that, so stuff doesn't get. I don't like the fact that the stuff, you're to get smoke on both sides, you got to flip, and instead of flipping, now these are both non-stick, and the company, I did message with them, and they do not recommend using metal utensils or anything like that, or a metal rack, which is kind of what I was wanting to start doing on some of my smoking. So the other day I got my griddle plate. It's a nice flat one. I mean, it could work on this too, but so I had the idea to get like a silicone or some sort of non-stick mat, something to put in between a grate and the plate and the metal. So what I did is I went and grabbed some. It's a non-stick grilling mat. When you find them at pretty much anywhere you can find those, and then I trimmed it down so it fits nicely. Made a little channel for the grease pit and everything, because we want that to flow out. So that's going to be my I think that's my solution to that problem, and we'll see how that works. So back to the baby back ribs. Again, I don't want to put things down on it, so I went and grabbed a grilling or a rib rack. Well, this one's by Weber, and a lot of them I found were kind of going to be too big, and I was going to have to modify. Technically, this fits, and I could put four, or two full, or should I say, two cut in half racks, or four half racks. This has room for 5, but the other thing that I'm going to do on this as well, and I'll be back in a minute after I've done it, is I would really like to, instead of having it this way, in which it would probably work just fine, but I want to be able to turn it this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut off. I'm going to go out to my shop, and I'm going to modify this a bit, and I'm going to cut this last section off, so then they'll sit in there nice like that, and then we'll have them. You can have depending that way. If depending on how long your racks are, or how the rack of ribs are, you can fit. You still got plenty of room on each side. That's going to also allow that smoke to kind of move in there. So be back in a bit after I did do the modifying of it, and like I said, we're going to get to smoking some baby back ribs tonight. Okay, lickety split, zippity zip. Took off that one side there, and I like it. I think it's gonna work out great. Fits in there nice. I'll be able to lay them across like that. Have room on each side. Yeah, it'd be nice to have it up just a little more to get some, but I think it'll be fine. I think it's gonna work out just fine. So, alrighty then. We'll get to preparing the ribs to get going. I should say, the book, full disclosure, I don't really do ribs that much. Actually, fuller disclosure, I'm really just getting into the smoking thing with this new machine. that's kind of prompted me to get into it. So I'm learning as I go and kind of looking at what others have done and kind of modifying it up and tweaking it the way I think that might help it and stuff. The quick start guide book that you get with the Ninja Woodfire Outdoor Grill says basically just to put it at 2 hours at 250, and they're laying them flat and this and that. I think we're going to try it that way for a little bit. I've also seen somebody do them for an hour and then take them off, wrap them up, and sauce them and wrap them up, and finish them off in the oven mode, and then at the end finish it off in air fryer mode to tighten up that the sauce that they put on and it braised in it being fully wrapped up. So like I said, I think this first time we're going to try it the book way. I want to, we'll be checking internal temps and see how that goes. Basically, I'm going to, just going to dry rub them. We're not going to do a wet sauce on them. We'll have that on the side for when we have them tonight. So be back in a bit. All right, let's get into it. So I got my first rack of ribs out. And, we got the silver skin there, but, we're not doing competition, and not that I really know, but, some people say you have to take it off. Some people say just leave it on, and it'll fall off after it's cooked. Still another one I saw, they turned around and they just scored it. Like that. Okay, so we're going to do that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half. My measuring device here. So, about, I'd say right about there. That's a good halfway marker. So we're gonna go right down that one. Look good. Cut it in half. So that's one of them. I'm gonna grab another one and grab the other one and do the same thing to that one. And then we'll get the rub on it and get them on the grill or on the smoker. Back in a bit. So I've got both full racks there cut in half. Got the membrane scored up. Grabbed out the rubs. I've got two different rubs because running a little low. Got some Jack Daniel's pork rub. Then I got this Blackstone all-purpose hickory smoked rub. So we're going to probably do two of each. Okay? So, some people will use the mustard. I know I've used mustard a lot in the past. I took the first one. I took some paper towels, dried it off. I didn't go overly dry, but because you still want it to be able to the rub to stick. And then just like I said, we're going to generously get some rub on these. Get the ends, the side there, flip her over. Make sure we get the end there good. Mop it up. Anything we missed. One done. And like I said, we're going to grab some paper towels. You want to I'm going to drying them completely off. I just don't want them sopping wet there. Again, I'm going to start membrane side up. I want to finish on the other side there. Looking good. And yeah. The edge. Mop up. There's two. Hear my dogs going crazy. Alright. Looking good. I think I'm gonna, dump that one out. So we can get this on, the other one on. I mean, there will be a little intermixing, but not too terrible. And again, here we go. Nice and liberal on it. Good coverage. Coverage. And little moppy mop. And one more to go. All right, last one. It's, again, there's no one way to do ribs. You'll see some that do it their way, and again, I'm learning. We're going along together on this journey. I'm glad you guys. I appreciate anyone who's liked the videos so far and subscribed. I'm just having good fun. Alrighty, all of them all set. We're gonna let them kind of sit there a few minutes while I go get the Ninja ready to go, and we'll be back in a bit. Okay, we're out at the smoker. Got the smoker brought outside. You see our ribs sitting there. Quite a few changes from normal. All my other videos, it's been like 20 degrees out. We're finally actually getting a little bit of a thaw. It's actually hit almost 50 degrees today, but so that's going to be a little bit of a change. Another one is I always had been using the pellets that I got from Ninja when I purchased my grill. And that's one thing. I did purchase my grill. Ninja did not send me my grill, any of my accessories. I wouldn't have minded, but they didn't. So we're going to go with some different pellets this time. We're going to go with, it's a Traeger brand, Bold Blend. It's a hickory cherry hardwood blend. So we're gonna do that. And remember, as I've said in past videos, your pellets last about an hour, not quite. I will say the only, they sit there and say that you have to use their pellets. The only difference in their pellets and another store brand pellet is The ones you get from Ninja are really tiny, whereas these are a little bigger and they just break up a little bit. So as long as you pack it in there good, we filled up our hopper and drop her on in. Get that ready. I've got my rib rack up there ready to go. Glove up here and set the rib racks in there. And then we'll get her fired up. Again, I did two different blends. The first two, the ones in the back are going to be that Jack Daniels. We'll set that on there. Let's do that the other way so it sits nice across it. There we go. And here's the next one. Nice and upright. And this is that all-purpose from Blackstone. We'll get some of that in there. And there we go. So they're ready to go. Oop. Trying to move it and they're there. All right. So I'll lower the lid. Yeah. Turn it to smoker. We're only going to go an hour, so we'll actually just go by timer on this. You know, a lot of times I've been doing temperature, so we're going to go on timer and smoker set 250. Ignition process going. Alrighty. We'll see you in about an hour, and then about an hour I'm going to come back. Well, I'll pull that hopper back out, refill it with pellets, and then we have to hit the button and hold the button until it flashes to reignite the pellets. Back in a bit. Okay, so it's been close to an hour. We're going to check in and see how our pellets are doing. Oh man, there's still plenty of pellets to go. Wow, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting that they well, these Traegers are burning a little bit slower, it seems. That's very interesting. I'm just gonna then pop that instead of resetting it and refiring. It's still smoking pretty good. You can see that. Let's take a look and see what we're looking like. Oh, look at that. Nice and looking pretty tasty in there. All right. So let's bump this. I did end up going past an hour on that to begin afterwards. So let's add another. Bring it up to 45 minutes more and let her go. All right. I honestly think, you know, that the way that looks in there, those pellets are gonna last. I'm gonna go grab a something, make sure that they're not stopped up there. But back in a bit. Well, I did tamp them down a bit. I mean, there's still plenty in there. It's not all the way at the top, but there's still plenty to go in there. So I really think that's going to be plenty of pellets for this cook. So okay, back about 45 minutes or so. Okay, we're coming up on the end of it here. About 20 more seconds. Like I said, I've been going about 2 hours here. Pellets I did check, they did run out, but again, meat only takes on smoke for the first hour and a half to 2 hours, so I'm really not worried about that. They lasted pretty good. Let's open her up and see what we look like. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, they do look a little, you know, there's some caramelization on them, but I don't know, I think they look pretty good. You can see they're starting to pull away from the bone a little bit. Go ahead and there we go. Ugh. Oh yeah, still you can still really juicy, really juicy. You can still see that. And these were the other ones. I'm a little mixed on my rack. It looks like I got some cleaning to do on the smoker, because it hold doing the rack with the ribs. It's holding it up pretty high. So I'm wondering. I'm thinking that maybe I was probably like right up on that grate. So may not be able to use the rib rack like I had wanted. Maybe we'll work on maybe modifying this a little bit. Maybe finding a shorter rib rack so they can kind of lay down a little bit better. But all in all, ribs look. I mean, they do look a little dark, but you know that happened with the other person who did them the full 2 hours. That's why the one person who did it for an hour and then wrapped them up in tin foil and put it on the oven mode. Theirs did not look nearly as dark like that. But they still look pretty juicy. We'll see when we get inside. Okay, we got them inside. They've been resting a little bit. Like I said, they are a little dark on the section, which, you know, that's kind of one part I did want. So let's go ahead and go down them. Looks like it goes right on through. They're not quite fall off the bone, but let's take a look. See what we've got. You see, nice and juicy there. Look at that, nice and juicy. So nice and smoky. Probably could have gone a couple more minutes to get that fall off the bone, but I mean, it is pulling away from the bone. So, okay, till next time. Grilling with Gator. This is Gator, signing off.